Lewis Hamilton, the boy who refused to back down. He didn't grow up in Monaco. There were no family connections, no racing dynasty, no trust fund. Just a boy from Stevenage, England, raised in a working-class neighborhood. A second-hand go-kart. A heart full of fire. From the very beginning, Lewis Hamilton wasn't supposed to make it. Not in a sport like Formula One, where the cars are fast, but the barriers to entry are even faster. Where money talks, and privilege always gets the first lap. But Lewis had something else, something rarer, something deeper. He had grit and a dream too loud to ignore. His father, Anthony Hamilton, saw that fire, and he refused to let it go out. He worked 3 jobs, IT by day, bartender by night, salesman on weekends, all to keep Lewis on the track. They traveled in a beat-up van, slept in it sometimes, ate cheap sandwiches between races, sacrificed comfort, stability, and nearly everything else, all for one chance, one shot at something no one around them believed was possible. And then, one day, a 10-year-old Lewis walked up to Ron Dennis, the head of McLaren, and said, "Hi, I want to race for you one day." Ron smiled politely, but years later, he signed him. That moment, simple and bold, lit the first spark of what would become a legendary journey. In 2007, Lewis entered Formula One. In his debut season, he stunned the world, nearly winning the World Championship in his rookie year. In 2008, he did it, becoming the youngest world champion in F1 history at the time. But it wasn't just the speed that made him special. It was the storm he raced through, the stares, the whispers, the headlines that questioned not his driving, but his identity. The color of his skin in a sea of white faces and white helmets. He wasn't just a driver, he became a symbol. For every kid who was told no, for every dream that didn't fit the mold, for every barrier dressed as tradition. Hamilton didn't fold, he didn't hide. He used his platform to speak, to challenge, to rise. Then there's Silverstone, the British Grand Prix, his home, his proving ground, where the crowd knows his name and the wind seems to push him forward. 2021, the tension was unbearable. The rivalry with Max Verstappen was at its peak. Lap 1, chaos, a collision. Verstappen crashes. Hamilton is handed a 10-second penalty. The media explodes, fans take sides, the critics grow louder. But Lewis, he goes silent, he focuses, and then he fights, lap after lap, like a man chasing more than just a win. And with just 2 laps to go, he overtakes Leclerc. The crowd erupts, flags wave, the roar becomes deafening. Hamilton crosses the line, not just victorious, but unforgettable. It was more than just a race. It was a moment of defiance, resilience, and redemption. Today, Lewis Hamilton stands as the most successful Formula One driver of all time. More wins, more pole positions, more records than anyone before him. But stats don't tell his story. Not really. His legacy lives in what he represents. He meditates. He writes poetry. He stands for animals, the planet, and racial justice. He breaks stereotypes with every word, every outfit, every quiet act of courage. And through it all, he reminds us, where you come from doesn't define where you're going. Lewis Hamilton didn't just race cars. He raced past the limits that others tried to put on him. He raced the system. He raced the silence. He raced history and made it his own. This isn't just the story of a driver. It's the story of a fighter, a visionary, a boy who wouldn't back down. And in doing so, he didn't just change the sport, he changed what was possible. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories to come. Thank you for watching.